let's do this. The entire chapter transport in mammals is coming.
Yes, Miss, let me just
Okay.
be sure. I'm just gonna open it.
Yes, I think so. The entire chapter is coming because I also have.
Yeah. Miss, in transport in plant, humans में sorry, circulatory system, blood vessels and heart.
Repeat what you're saying.
Miss, transport in humans में I have circulatory system, the blood vessels, blood and heart. I have also sent it to you. फिर से भेज दूँ?
No, I know. Okay, let's do this. You can see that there's a section through a small surface wound to the skin. The blood vessel is shown, and there are some structures which are shown. What is the structure O and the type of the blood vessel P? First of all, you tell me what's the structure O.
वो
And
red
it's
blood
also, although, no. Wait, बिल्कुल red blood cell मुंह से निकलना ही नहीं चाहिए. आपको structure O नजर आ रहा है. First of all, does red blood cell have a nucleus?
no.
And you can see three, you can see one like big nucleus with three lobes in it. And does
Yes.
red blood cell have granules on it? No,
No.
it doesn't. This is a red blood cell. It looks like a biconcave disc, right? So आपको जो भी बोलना है सोच समझ के बोलना है, right? And here, although we are doing transport in mammals, but this is a sort of a question जिसमें कि थोड़ी सी mixing है immunity की भी, तो इसमें हमें immunity भी revise हो जाएगा, right? So this looks like, doesn't it look like a white blood cell which is trying to engulf or do phagocytosis of bacteria, rod-shaped bacilli?
Yes, Miss. Yes.
Right? Okay, so the structure the structure O is a
White blood cell.
white blood cell, a phagocyte. Type of the blood vessel P. What do you think this blood vessel is? Is this an artery? Is it a capillary? Or is it a vein? Blood vessel P.
Miss, it's a capillary.
Why did you say it's a capillary?
Miss, because even in the book I saw this, like I saw a similar structure to ये capillary होती है.
चलो
Because
ठीक है,
it's
you're giving me rational evidence. हाँ ठीक है. This evidence that you're giving me is a rational evidence. ठीक है, it's perfectly all right. But it's better that you have a scientific evidence अभी. तो इसका scientific evidence ये है कि हाँ बोलो. What's the scientific
I was
evidence?
asking कि कौन सा scientific, क्या है scientific evidence?
The scientific evidence is that you can see that the diameter of the blood vessel is only enough to allow one red blood cell to pass at one time. For example, their cells are moving in a single file. समझ आ रही है, एक ही लाइन में जा रहे हैं.
जी.
Right? So if you see a blood vessel जिसमें के cells एक लाइन में जा रहे हैं और बहुत सारे एक जगह जमा होके clusters में नहीं जा रहे, so then this means that this blood vessel is a capillary because the capillary diameter is wide enough to just allow the cells to move in a single line, in a single file. I hope that makes sense.
Yes, Miss.
Right? So that's why. State two features that are characteristic of the type of the blood vessel P. अब बताओ, what are the two features? एक तो feature मैंने अभी अभी बताया, so repeat that feature. What are the features which are characteristic of the blood vessel P, which is a capillary? Yes.
Miss, the capillary is wide enough for cells to for the things to pass in a straight line, and Miss, उसके अलावा we can also say that the endothelium is partially permeable because it lets certain substances diffuse through the capillary walls.
Correct. Instead of saying partially permeable, you see that these are the endothelial cells जो cell नजर आ रहे हैं ना, तो ये जो पतले पतले longitudinal से cell है मैं उनकी बात करी. These are the cells of the capillaries, right? एक second. I think I should just since I can't wait a minute.
Edit.
I'll open it over there. Wait. Not edit, but just opening it. Okay, it's not. Basically, ये जो आपको just look at ये जो पूरा जहाँ पे ये ब्रैकेट बना हुआ है ना ब्लड वेसल पी, तो
Yes, miss.
इसकी जो मैं बाउंड्री की बात कर रही हूँ, द बाउंड्री
Hmm.
वॉल, इट्स मेड अप ऑफ दोस थिन elongated cells, राइट?
Yeah.
सो एंड और फिर आपको यहाँ पे एक गैप भी नजर आ रहा है, कैन यू सी गैप बिटवीन दीज टू elongated cells, एक गैप नजर आ
Yeah.
रहा है जिसके बीच
के
में से
बीच
एक
में white
व्हाइट
blood
ब्लड
cells.
सेल.
Yeah.
हाँ हाँ. So the other feature of the capillary endothelial cells is that they have got gaps, and these
Yeah.
gaps are meant for the WBCs to pass through, and they are also meant for various other substances to pass through like plasma, etc. Right? Acha. Explain what is happening to the bacteria in figure 4.1 at M and at N. You can see a position M and you can see a position N. ठीक है? I'm giving you 2 to 3 minutes. अभी ठीक है? अभी कुछ बोलना नहीं है. See what is happening to. सबसे पहले तो आपको ये बताऊं कि जो black छोटे छोटे structures नजर आ रहे हैं, these are the bacteria, and something is happening to these bacteria at M, and something is happening to them at N. So just first think and then tell me the answer. What's happening at N to these bacteria? N.
Miss, can you repeat your question?
My question is what's happening to the bacteria at position N?
Miss, at position N, the bacteria is trying to be the white blood cells are trying to destroy the bacteria.
By
Miss, because it's
by
its
doing
job
what?
by
Is
attaching
it
it to itself.
by the bacteria is changing its shape? Sorry, the white blood cell is changing its shape, and it's sort of engulfing
Engulfing
or
the white.
surrounding. Huh. And this process of engulfment of the bacteria by the white blood cells is known as phagocytosis. We've done this in chapter immunity.
Yes, yes.
Phagocytosis, right? That's why the white blood cells are also known as phagocytes, because the word phago or phage means to eat, right?
Yes,
So
miss.
the white blood cell is sort of, we don't write it's eating, but it's just engulfing,
Yeah, engulfing.
engulfing, surrounding, and then finally it will kill it and complete it. Let's look at what's happening to these bacteria at situation M. Now you tell me which kind of a white blood cell is this? ये जो बड़ा सा है इसका black एक बना हुआ है.
Which
Did I
kind?
do these kinds of white blood cells with you? I think I
No,
have. No?
I only remember one kind of मतलब जहाँ तक मुझे white blood cells के बारे में सिर्फ एक ही white blood cells के बारे में पता है जो normal white blood cells हैं. Google
अच्छा.
Classroom पे check करूँ because I don't think हमने किए हैं.
Wait, wait. Just a minute.
Is it immunity?
Yes, beta?
These different kinds of white cells, I hope they aren't a part of diseases.
No. No, no, no. No, no, no. चलो हार्ट पे आ जाते हैं, भी छोड़ देते हैं वरना ये आपको कंफ्यूज करेगा. Okay. Figure 5.1 shows a section through the heart. Identify the blood vessels M, N, and O. So what does M look to you? M is a blood vessel that is opening into the Right atrium. So what could be that blood vessel?
Um, Miss, I'm not sure.
Did you get a chance to revise heart?
No, Miss, you asked me to Miss, I did
I
do
did
it.
ask you, na?
ट्रांसपोर्ट इन मैमल्स मैंने किया था बट मुझे इसका स्ट्रक्चर इतना अच्छे से याद नहीं और read it from the presentation you sent.
Hmm. मुझे तो अच्छी तरह से याद है कि I had taught you also. So if you look at it,
Which is it the pulmonary vein?
no, it's not the pulmonary vein. There you go. I've done all this with you. Okay. Right atrium, right ventricle, left
Yeah.
atrium, left ventricle. Right atrium, right ventricle, right side of the heart. Left atrium, left ventricle, left side of the heart. Right atrium is receiving impure blood from the entire body through a vessel. क्या लिखा हुआ है उस vessel का नाम? Look in the diagram and tell me.
The pulmonary vein.
No, no, no. Look at the right atrium.
Right.
Look at the right atrium. और से देखो मैंने तो the screen is shared with you, right? The screen
Yeah.
is shared with you. जो मैंने blue से लिखा हुआ है right atrium में. Look which blood vessel is entering into the right atrium.
The atrioventricular, I mean the vena cava.
The vena cava, yes. Remember the vena cava? The vena
Yeah.
cava is bringing. Achha, okay, now you just use your logic, use your scientific method, use your logic to think. The vena cava should bring impure blood from the entire body, or should it bring pure blood from the entire body?
Pure, impure.
Impure blood from the entire body, right? Achha, it's bringing impure blood from the entire body and it's entering into the right atrium. Now the right atrium will squeeze
And
and
push
it
it
will
down
push the
the
blood to the
right ventricle.
right ventricle. The right ventricle will squeeze. Just look at the diagram and it's pushing the bloods forwards into which blood vessel?
The left atrium.
Aniza, you're not looking at the diagram. Everything
The
is on the diagram. Look at the diagram. Take a pencil. And do you have your textbook right now? अच्छा चलो टेक्स्ट
Yeah.
बुक को छोड़ो सिर्फ अपने डायग्राम को देखो लैपटॉप को देखो मैं और जूम कर लेती हूँ and there's a key also given everything which is blue is deoxygenated and everything which is orange is oxygenated right अच्छा अब आप देखो if we begin our journey बिल्कुल journey ऐसे करें जैसे हम एक साइकिल में जा रहे हैं the
Yeah.
right atrium which is blue in color of course is blue because it's full of deoxygenated blood. So it's receiving impure blood from the entire head and the body through which blood vessel? What's the name?
The vena cava.
तो ये तो फिर वीना केवा हो गया. Right atrium is sending blood to the right.
Ventricle.
Right ventricle is sending the blood to the. अपने आंखों से देखो कहाँ जा रहा है right ventricle से blood. Look at it and tell me what's the name of that vessel. Vessel. Vessel का मतलब है या तो वो artery होगी या vein होगा. किस vessel में जा रहा है इस diagram में देखो. Just follow the arrow. Just follow and move upwards. Where is it going? To which blood vessel?
The pulmonary artery.
Pulmonary artery. फिर pulmonary artery से कहाँ जा रहा है?
To the lungs.
Why is this blood going to the lungs?
To get purified.
To get oxygenated. अच्छा, lungs से oxygenate होके आ गया. इधर गया, lungs इसके पड़े हुए हैं. Oxygenate होके आ गया. And then it now wants to come back to the heart. So in order to come back to the heart, क्योंकि यहाँ लिखा हुआ है to lungs, यहाँ लिखा हुआ है from lungs. Now look at the diagram and pick up a vessel through which the blood vessel comes back from the lungs and enters the heart. What's the name of that vessel?
Pulmonary vein.
Vein. उसका मतलब this is your vena cava. This is your pulmonary artery. This is your pulmonary vein. ठीक है? अच्छा. Give me a second. Sorry, Aniza. अच्छा, ठीक है. We were here. हाँ, left atrium में blood आ गया, and from the left atrium the blood is going to the where? Tell me where?
Left
From the left
ventricle.
atrium, left ventricle में चला गया. From the left ventricle, just look at the diagram. Arrow को देखो, कहाँ से left ventricle से blood कहाँ जा रहा है? It's going where?
To the vena cava. अच्छा, ये
Anisa,
सॉरी, pulmonary artery,
look.
pulmonary.
नहीं 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 नहीं. Look, just put your eyes on my screen.
Yes, miss.
लेफ्ट वेंट्रिकल को फॉलो करो, फॉलो करो, फॉलो करो, ऊपर फॉलो करो, अपनी फिंगर रखो ऐसे करके. गो अप, वेयर इज इट गोइंग? पल्मोनरी
Aorta.
आर्टरी, इसका मतलब
Aorta.
एओर्टा ना. इमेजिन करो क्या डिजास्टर है. लेफ्ट वेंट्रिकल से ब्लड जा रहा है, इट्स पियर्सिंग द मिडिल पार्ट ऑफ द हार्ट, द सेप्टम. हाँ, क्या तबाही हो रही है. एंड इट्स गोइंग टू द, यू आर एक्चुअली talking about a disaster in the heart, and this disaster can actually kill a person, right?
Yeah.
So think, हाँ think. और अब तो ये क्या डायग्राम आपके सामने. Now in your own words, you will begin a story of the journey of blood from, let's say this is point A and this is point Z. So from A to Z, you are going to tell me the journey of the blood.
Okay. So it's basically the blood from the head and the body will enter through the vena cava into the right atrium, and idhar ye sab blood will go down towards the left ventricle. The right atrium will squeeze the blood and pass it through the left ventricle, and then through the left ventricle.
Wait. अनीसा, आपको क्या खाया है दोपहर के खाने में? Anisa, you are saying the right atrium is going to send it to the left. What are you saying? ये मुझे पता
Miss,
नहीं कुछ.
sorry, right ventricle ही भेजेगा मिस,
Wait,
मतलब
stop. Everything cancelled out. Again, begin the journey from point A. Again, start.
Okay, miss, so the blood from the head and body will go to the right atrium, and then the right atrium will squeeze it and send it down into the right ventricles. Okay, उसके
And
बाद
then,
उसके बाद it will the right ventricle will send it to the lungs.
okay, and then what is going to happen to that blood in the lungs? Tell
It
me
will get
that also.
it will get oxygenated in the lungs, and फिर
And
उसके
okay.
बाद it will enter the the left atrium
Through which vein?
to the pulmonary vein.
Pulmonary vein. And then from the left atrium, the blood will go into the
Left ventricle, and then it will go to the aorta, and then the aorta will basically spread
supply the blood to
the body.
the entire body. ठीक है? कितनी देर लगी मुझे ये करने में, right? Okay, now some other diagram.
अच्छा, एक सेकंड, इसी
Look
डायग्राम पे
here.
मुझे एक चीज पूछनी है. और ये वीना केवा, when the blood goes, so it goes from the vena cava to the right atrium, right?
Exactly. Vena cava is the largest vein of the body. Just like aorta is the largest artery of the body. Aorta क्योंकि largest है तो ये पूरी body को oxygenated blood दे रही है. Vena cava क्योंकि largest है, so it's bringing the impure blood or deoxygenated blood from the entire body.
Vena cava is the
ठीक है?
largest
Vein of the body. Vena cava, largest vein.
Okay.
ठीक है?
Yes.
Okay, so this was your cardiac cycle. This question is very frequently asked, and I'm going to ask you this question. Let me not do past papers, and there's no point of doing past papers when your concepts are not strong. Okay? Okay. So you can see the diagram, and how many minutes are left? Okay, 5 minutes are left for the meeting to finish, so we still can discuss the concept. Right atrium, I'm giving you a fact, okay, a scientific fact, that the wall of the right atrium is thinner than the wall of the left atrium. Why? Think logically. सोचो राइट एट्रियम का काम क्या है और लेफ्ट एट्रियम का काम क्या है.
Miss, it's thinner, right? Right atrium की wall.
या चलो एक सेकंड ऐसे करते हैं. If I here you can see the heart, and the heart is divided into the right side and the left side. मैंने बीच में एक उसकी बाउंड्री बनाई है ब्लैक से, and this boundary is known as the median septum. Your O-level syllabus requires you to know about the median septum. ठीक है जी, ये आपका median septum हो गया. ये separate कर रहा है right side, entire right side of the heart को left side से. Now ये जो आपका right ventricle है ना, right ventricle की बात कर लेते हैं. Its wall is thin and the left ventricle's wall is very, very thick. Okay. Naturally, the wall of the right ventricle is thin and the wall of the left ventricle is thick. Do you think that there is a difference in their jobs or in their job description that gives right ventricle a thin wall and left ventricle a thick wall?
Yes, miss. So basically, right atrium has a thin wall because it needs to push the blood down towards the right ventricle. अगर इसकी ज़्यादा बड़ी wall होती, so then that wouldn't have been possible.
मैंने क्वेश्चन क्या बोला और जवाब क्या दिया? आई एम आस्किंग यू अबाउट राइट वेंट्रिकल. राइट वेंट्रिकल, राइट वेंट्रिकल की वॉल थिन है और लेफ्ट वेंट्रिकल की थिक है. अब राइट वेंट्रिकल का जॉब क्या है? व्हाट्स द जॉब ऑफ द राइट वेंट्रिकल? टू पुश द ब्लड वेयर? इनटू द
aorta. Not into the aorta, sorry.
Right,
to the
right ventricle is pushing the blood where?
To the pulmonary artery.
ठीक है. Left ventricle is pushing the blood where?
To the aorta.
अच्छा, मुझे बताओ, पूरी बॉडी का डिस्टेंस बहुत ज्यादा काम है या ओनली पुशिंग इट टू द लंग्स इज मोर? व्हिच डिस्टेंस इज मोर?
You to the head in the body.
हाँ, so you now tell me, use your common sense, is the job of the right ventricle difficult or the job of the left ventricle difficult?
Left ventricle because it has to supply the blood to the head in the body, whereas
so
the right
exactly,
ventricle
so
has
then
to push
इतना,
the blood
हाँ,
to the lung.
बस इसका तो इतना सिंपल सा जवाब था कि the wall of the right ventricle is thin and the wall of the left ventricle is thick. Why? Because the right ventricle has got to push it to the lungs, which is a very short distance, and the left ventricle has to push it to the entire head and body. So that's why it is like that, right? समझ आई अब बात?
Yes, miss.
अच्छा, और फिर एक और भी क्वेश्चन आता है. ये क्वेश्चंस हैं, ये क्वेश्चन एग्जाम में आता है. आपसे पूछते हैं कि व्हाई इज द राइट वेंट्रिकल थिन वॉल्ड एंड द लेफ्ट वेंट्रिकल थिन वॉल्ड. फिर आपसे ये भी पूछते हैं व्हाई आर द एट्रिया thin walled as compared to the ventricles? Because the job of the atria is very simple. Right atrium की job है कि it has to push the blood into the right ventricle. Left atrium की job है, छोटा सा distance है ना, it has to push the blood into the left ventricle. As compared to right ventricle की क्या job है? It has to push it to the two lungs. बहुत बड़ा distance है ना, as compared to यहाँ से यहाँ और यहाँ से यहाँ. यानी एट्रियम का तो बहुत ही कम काम है कि उसको सिर्फ यहाँ से यहाँ लेके जाना है और इस एट्रियम को भी यहाँ से यहाँ लेके जाना है. लेकिन अगर हम वेंट्रिकल का काम देखें ना, if we compare the work of the atria with the work of the ventricles, then this means ventricles are doing a bigger job as compared to atria, because the right ventricle is pushing the blood to the pulmonary artery and hence to the lungs, and the left ventricle is pushing the blood to the entire head and body and upper limbs and lower limbs, right? Acha, I am ending the meeting and I'm going to start once again.